Oh no, nobody could see me. Live stream has ended. What's going on? This is my first time doing a live stream, but we're seeing what could happen here. Because YouTube is being a little funky right now. Just a little. Let's see what happens when I refresh. It says it's going, but it says it's ended. What's up, everybody? Let's just hang out. Maybe I have to go to a different page. Let's see. Go to my channel. Well, this isn't any fun yet. There we are. There we are. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Headbangers History. I'm Fred Carroll. Today, I'm going to be live most of the day. Most of the day. And I'm here on Instagram, even though I only got one person there right now. It's going to be a long, long day. Now, of course, we're celebrating Ozzy today. Ozzy Osbourne, who's going to take the stage for his final time with all the original members of Black Sabbath. It's more than just a concert, I would say. I think this is more like it's an event. It's a complete event, and there's so many things that are going on. Let's see what. And unfortunately, they put the streaming 2 hours behind us so the world could watch. That's their excuse, at least. But I'm already seeing clips of Jason Momoa, who's emceeing the event. And I know Mastodon's already played, Rival Sons has already played, and now they're moving into. I can't remember who's next, but let's check that out. Let's just check the set times. Why not? The set times. Mastodon was on 15 minutes, so they're doing 15-minute shows roughly, not all the way through, but Mastodon was on. Rival Sons is on for 15 minutes. Anthrax is next, 2:15 their time, of course, not mine, because right now it's 9:25 in the morning. 9:25 in the morning. Look, I got my coffee. I've got my energy bars. I've got my water. I'm ready to go because this is important to me. This is the most important or major event in my lifetime since Live Aid, I think, which was free. I'm not going to complain. It was $29 or $35 with tax to see this concert. I'm hoping the stream goes off well. I don't know. I was hoping to do one continuous stream where I'm, active the whole time so you don't have to keep finding me again. I didn't know how to do that because I'm new to this. Give me a break. Give me a little break. But unfortunately, I can't switch cameras, and I don't want you to watch me watching the concert like this the whole time because I might pick my nose, I might scratch my head, I might strip down, I might get excited. Who knows? This could get dangerous. But I am turned on by this. This excites me. Not so much the live feed stuff because I know the keyboard warriors are out there and I know there's a few that are going to light me up when they get a chance. But what I need to know is the sound coming through okay? That's one thing that would be nice for someone to tell me in the chat, maybe. But we do have Mastodon, Rival Sons, Anthrax, Hailstorm, Lamb of God, then Super Group A, which is a surprise guest appearances, then Alice in Chains, then we got Gojira, then we got the Drum Off, Then we got Supergroup B, which is where the times increase once we get up there. So the times of Supergroup B, they're going to play for 40 minutes. Then Pantera, 5:55 to 6:10, which is another 15-minute set. Tool, a 20-minute set. What's that, 2 songs? Slayer is playing 16 and 28 minutes. Guns N' Roses will be playing for 25 minutes. Metallica is scheduled to play for 28 minutes. And then we got Ozzy Osbourne closing it with 20-minute set. And Black Sabbath finally takes the stage at 9:13, whatever time that is over there in England, until 9:48. And there is a hard curfew of 10:30 p.m. over there. So we'll see how far we get when we get there. And look, my buddy already is keyboard warrioring me. So, that's what you get here. You try to do some fun stuff. He wouldn't know metal if it hit him in the face, so it doesn't matter. He listens to, lesser stuff. He likes that pop metal. So Rutolo. It's Andrew. He's just a kid. He's a punk. He's got fake tattoos all over his head. My buddy Jeremy's out at the casino watching right now, I think, supposedly. How about, oh, there's Jeremy. Jeremy's on now. Let's see what Jeremy has to say. Is the sound okay? Sound okay, Jeremy? You could type to me. Let's talk about bands that people actually listen to. So this is a young kid who doesn't appreciate he doesn't understand that his bands don't exist without these bands. Black Sabbath played such a large role in my life growing up. Not his, because he wouldn't know a Black Sabbath song if it hit him in the face. But it's the younger generation just doesn't grasp that metal existed way before them. And metal, grew its roots to what it is today because of these guys. And that's what I'm here to celebrate today. He's not really what you would call educational type. That's not his style. But he's my friend, and I still like him. He has eclectic taste, not only in music, and women also. And that's how he is. Now he's saying he likes Black Sabbath. I don't even know if he understands who Black Sabbath is. And there's my buddy Jeremy. He knows more than me, he says. I don't see him on his show, though. He didn't come over today and talk about these bands and watch the concert with me. Now that I got it live here and everything. But so what I'm going to do all day long is I'm going to go between acts, and it looks like I only got 7 to 10 minutes between acts. They're doing a rotating stage, and this stage is going to move quick. They're not messing around. Short sets, short waits, perfect. Perfect in my eyes. But I don't know what else is going to go on. Oh, that's Jeremy's getting confused that I was talking about him. No, he likes Black Sabbath. Jeremy's fine musically. I was talking about Andrew. Andrew is on my Instagram trashing all these bands. So everybody reach out to Andrew. That's Rutolosaurus. And now he's Googling. Now he's Googling and dropping homophobia at the same time, all in the same breath. But that's Andrew. Listen, we learn to adapt to him. He's simple, but he's fun. He's a nice guy. So any women out there that are interested in Andrew, give him a ring. Hit him up. So Jeremy's out there at the casino dropping money. Dropping a lot of money. I'm sure. He'll say he's winning, but he's one of them guys that says he's breaking even. So, of course, every week, what I'm looking for today is some subscribers. Just do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. you could critique me all you want, critique anything you want. If it's educational and I learn from it, that's great. If it's trashy, I just ignore it. I'm not scared of anybody here. And being live isn't, it's not, I wouldn't call it comfortable doing the one man show because I've got to watch. I've literally got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screens going right now, plus my Stream Deck. And from that, I got to move through this, and I don't know how much time I have. So I'll be watching the show in front of me here. I'll be watching analytics over there, making sure everything's over there is fine from the microphone all the way down to what I'm recording through. Now, Andrew is really on there with, I think I hit a sore soft spot there. But he's a soft dude. You know, he's got soft chest, soft. He's just not, you know, he's not as manly as me. I'll give him that, you know. Otherwise, he'd be here watching this show, but he's probably home still laying in bed, you know, because I actually get up in the morning and move and do things. But I digress. I want to talk about Black Sabbath. You know, there's a lot. We're here to celebrate Ozzy today, his final show with Black Sabbath. I don't know if it's Black Sabbath's final show. They claim it is, and I don't know if they're marketing that from with Bill Ward, with the full band. But this is going to be the full band, original band, Birmingham, England. 40,000 people there live. Jason Momoa is hosting. Of course, I cannot stream the concert, but you can. For $29, I think. You can go to backtothebeginning.com, I believe it is, and pay for it and get it. And then we'll know what we're talking about. But like I told you before, these bands are already playing. So I'm not going to be able to report anything that me and you aren't seeing together for the first time. Somebody's ahead of me 2 hours, and it pisses me off. It kind of pisses me off. But this is what we got. I can't fly to Birmingham, England on a whim. I couldn't get a ticket, and that's it. But we got to remember, Black Sabbath was more than just Ozzy, of course. They've lasted all these years, but you had Ronnie James Dio, of course, joined afterwards, after Ozzy went solo. And then through the years, you've had Ian Gillan, lead singer of Deep Purple originally, Ian Gillan. You had Tony Martin. You actually had Ray Gillan, the brother of Ian Gillan. And I believe I think I'm wrong because of my research. I had thought that Ian Gillan was replaced by his brother Ray, but it's not true. I believe Ray Gillan came in after Tony Martin was already there, and he just covered some live shows. He never recorded with them. But, I mean, it's going to be exciting. To me, it's going to be exciting. These are all bands, for the most part, that I love and enjoy, and they're bands that I wish I could see live. You know, I wish we weren't just watching 10 minutes. And I don't know what they're going to do. Do they come out and do their greatest hit? What do you guys think? I mean, let me know. Do they come out and do their greatest hits? Do they come out and do a Sabbath song? Because there's so many of them. There's hundreds and hundreds of them. And obviously Sabbath is only going to play 3 or 4 songs, and they're going to do the hits. But what do you think? What do you think we're going to see today? I mean, I expect these bands to be proud to be on stage today, so the energy is going to be high. I expect the quality is going to be there. Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine is in charge of all the music coordination. He's also playing in, I believe, Super Group A. And from there, boy, I don't like Instagram like I used to. But how's the volume on Instagram? Because I'm not mic'd up from there. You guys hear me okay? Even though it's only you, Andrew, right now, I think. This concert's the whole thing's gonna be long. I could feel it already, and I don't know. It looks like I'm gonna have to go out of YouTube and end the live feed and start a new live feed every single time, in between every band. So I'll do my best to come on. It's not allowing me to switch cameras while rolling live. And that was the plan. And nobody told me I couldn't do that. So now I'm learning, I guess. Holly's here too, Miss Holly. Miss Holly's down at the casino also with Jeremy. I think it's her birthday. Is today your birthday, Holly? Or is it just birthday month? Women with their birthdays. Jeez. I'll wait for her to message me there. But if it is, happy 50th birthday to Holly. Judas Priest is not going to be performing. They're not on the list. They're not on the bill. Now, there are rumors of surprises, let's say. But I believe Judas Priest is out on the road touring. I know they did release, Jeremy, if you go over to, well, you're on YouTube, but go and they released a version of War Pigs that they recorded recently, and it's amazing. So the bands that are on there were by invite. The only person that I know of that dropped out was Wolfie Van Halen, and Wolfie had a legitimate, he's not the guy that Sharon's going to be outing at the end. God forbid this woman didn't create some drama between her husband's this is her husband's final act, not hers. Not hers. She's not granted, she deserves a lot of credit because I believe she created all this for Ozzy, but she's not the talent. She might be backstage talent. It's not the stage talent. It's not what we're tuning in for. Nobody's paying $29 to see Sharon Osbourne. And we really don't care what band. The band's not there. So what do we care what's going on? So I'm just trying here. It's a lot to fill. We've got about 20 minutes right now until we move on and go into this. But I don't know. I'm gonna drink coffee with you. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think these bands are gonna, do a Sabbath song? What is going on? Who do you expect to show up? What do you think? Do you think the guys from Led Zeppelin, who are local also to Birmingham, England, do you think they show up? Do you think the Who? Because Black Sabbath matters to these bands. I mean, they came in the 60s, for Christ's sake, just like me. Old as fuck. My camera clarity's on point, it seems, from what I could see. But we'll find out. Let's see what people are up to here. Of course, it's only my friends right now. Holly's not even messaging me. I ask her a question and she doesn't even answer. And this is what Holly's problem is. You ask Holly a question and she just ignores you. She ignores you like you're her bitch. This is ridiculous. But we're going to move on because I know Jeremy's going to end up leaving me because, so of course Jeremy just said, I bet the Rolling Stones show up as a surprise. Jeremy would bet on a stone rolling contest. I'm sure he probably places bets on how long his girlfriend showers for. This kid bets. It's a Smith-Gall curse. He's a Viking fan. He's a Met fan. A Syracuse fan. None of these make any sense. A Bruins fan. So none of it makes sense. Jeremy is a victim of his father's love. And we'll leave it at that. I know his father's not watching on his cell phone, at least. That's impossible. So, beyond the singers and all that stuff, you do have Metallica playing here. And with the Metallica, I remember it was the first time I saw Metallica was opening for Ozzy Osbourne. And hold on, I wrote the date down. April 24th, 1986. Master of Puppets had just come out. I remember went to the New Haven Coliseum and we just walk. I'm 16, I think, at the time. maybe approaching 17. Once you walk out there, the whole stage was just the crosses with the puppet strings on it and stuff. I was so excited when I saw this because none of the, at the time, I was listening to Metallica since their first album. And believe me, you would have thought I was a goth at that point. People thought it was devil music. Anything I listened to was considered devil music. My parents, very religious, would throw stuff out, albums like Possessed and Slayer's Hell Awaits, albums like that. But the whole thing just isn't. I don't know. It just doesn't go through it all. And reflecting back, a lot of it is just memories. They're good memories. I have a lot with Metallica wrapped around it, with Ozzy and stuff. It was just hanging out. It was just being a part of something. And it really made a difference. Only Holly would message me while I'm in the middle of a live show and not message me on the Instagram live page that she's on. Instead, she private messaged me. Girl makes no sense. Doesn't she know I have to then get up, walk over to my computer to see who's messaging me because I thought maybe it was a quality issue? But it wasn't. It was them. So Jeremy says he thinks the Rolling Stones might show up as a surprise, which would be amazing. Troy just messaged that Metallica was his first and Justice for All tour, and it was the greatest. Yeah, honestly, I saw the Justice for All tour, I believe, 17 times total. Living in Connecticut gives you a lot of opportunities between Boston, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. So you got a lot of opportunity to see the same band. But the Cult was the opening band. And it got to the point where I was just staying for the Cult, who I absolutely fucking love. I was staying for the Cult and then leaving before Metallica even started, only because it was the same set and stuff back then. But yeah, it's interesting. So Jeremy's ordering it now, the live stream, because he must have hit last night. So let's hang out here. I need to know what people want to talk about. Give me some interesting tidbits. Being live isn't easy either. You know, being very aware not to pick my nose. I got energy too. I got energy. My little fruit chews. It's also very hot in here because I have to shut the windows. I have no AC in here because obviously the noise would make a huge difference. But these are fun doing the lives. I see why people get addicted to them. They get addicted to them. So who are you excited to see on this list? I've always been an Anthrax fan. I like Hailstorm. I think she's very interactive, Lizzie Hale, in this world, and she's very important. Lamb of God, always good. Alice in Chains, great. Gojira, God, I fucking love that band. Their sound is so original. It just really impresses me, every song they make. Drum Off, I don't know, what's a drum off beyond, is it going to be 8 drummers on stage? I know, what's his name from the Red Hot Chili Peppers is there. I like these super groups and stuff. Pantera, they were never my thing. Tool, very excited to see Tool. I can't even imagine Tool for 20 minutes. What do they? I don't know what they could possibly do in 20 minutes. Slayer could play their whole Rain and Blood album if they wanted to in 20 minutes. I think it's 27 minutes total. Guns N' Roses must be coming out to do hits only and like tied together, I would assume. I mean, 25 minutes of Guns N' Roses. That's not even enough time for Axl to show up. And they're playing before Metallica, if everybody knows the history of these two bands not enjoying each other. Metallica will be great, I'm sure. I wouldn't be surprised if they are very active throughout today, like filling in and stuff. I don't know what to expect, though. I don't know if Ozzy is. I don't even know if he's there, honestly. I don't know if he's. I'm sure he's physically there, but I don't know. I personally don't expect him to sing maybe one song, and he'll never get through a whole song. So I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to put somebody up on stage with him to fill in the gaps. Are they is he just background noise at this point? Nobody's really telling me. What's up, Troy Turner? Where are you from, Troy Turner? Always excited to see you. It's nice to see people I don't actually know in real life show up and give me a chance at least. I don't expect to, break the internet or anything, but I thought this was a good opportunity to at least show myself a little more active than my typical videos. Troy's in Arkansas. Boy, that's a state I've never been to. I'm trying to even think where Arkansas is. That's how stupid I am with this land stuff. It's also nice not to be on something that's, hopefully there's no politics involved in this. I don't want to hear any of not that these lead singers should have much time to talk in between songs. I don't want to hear any political bullshit. I don't even want to see any on the page or anything. This is ridiculous, but welcome, Troy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for giving me a chance. And Slayer does rule. Always been a good show. I got to see Slayer on the Hell Awaits tour, and then many, many, many times all the way through. I remember when Testament one time was opening for Slayer, and this was before their first album came out. So, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have any Spotify and stuff. Nobody really knew who Testament was, and people were booing and stuff. And I became a huge Testament fan, not because of that. Of course, I was a young kid at the time, so I probably booed with everybody else because you got to be part of the crowd. But as I learned more about Testament and listening to them, they impressed me. But yeah, the rest of the day should go pretty smooth because we're about 10 minutes away from the start of this show. I think. I'm going to find out right now. It is letting me enter. 9 minutes and 45 seconds. So I'm in there, but I'm not going to watch it with you guys. Would be great. I wish I could stream the whole thing and I'd just sit back here like this and just watch, but it is what it is. Everybody there in Instagram land, okay? What about Facebook? How's it? Anybody see it on Facebook? I haven't even looked. Maybe I should look, huh? Let me go take a peek at Facebook. Okay, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Feeling fat today. What do you think, Jeremy? Looking fat? Jeremy tells me the truth. He has no problem telling me the truth. So, Troy, how old are you, Troy Turner? Slipknot and Hatebreed. Hey, Slipknot's a band that I was very shocked aren't on this thing. I mean, Kelly Osbourne is married to the guitar player of Slipknot. You would think Slipknot would be a part of this. Anybody else think of that? Troy's in his 50s, like us, like me, not us. Jeremy's just a young tyke. Don't worry, Troy. We're going to live to be 100 and still be rocking out. I'll still be doing YouTubes. Maybe. Maybe. I don't even know anything about Instagram. I'm looking right at the camera right now. Nobody answered me before. You know, I don't know if it's live, if it's doing well. So, just before we get ahead of this, I want everybody to enjoy it that's watching it. Just take it for what it is. Don't expect Ozzy to be perfect by any means. But I would expect these opening acts to really grasp onto this and take control and be as clean as possible. I'm sure the sound quality is amazing. Let's hope the live stream is smooth. I don't know if they're editing. Wow, because like I told you, they've already been 2 hours ahead of us. So I don't know what to expect. I really don't, but I'm hoping for the best. I've been excited for this since they announced it. I didn't even believe it when it first started, but just so everybody out there that is out there that's new or going to listen to this in the future, just so you know, Headbangers History, my whole intent on this channel is to help the new metalheads discover the acts that we were turned on by, but at the same time to help the older metalheads learn to respect the new metal that's coming out, because that's hard to do sometimes. It's a challenge. I'm rarely negative. One thing I don't like is I struggle with the critique of bands because regardless of me liking them, they may be somebody out there's favorite band. They might have saved their life. They just might love them. And that's what music is. It's very, I like them, you hate them, I love them, you can handle them. It's just back and forth. But there's so many opportunities out there. It's easy to go on and trash a band. But another thing they've done is more than me. At least they put themselves out there, and they've done the best they can. Now, Jeremy, for instance, loves this band Fozzy. He cannot stop talking about Fozzy. When I told him I was doing a live stream today for Ozzy, he got so excited because he thought I said for Fozzy. And he was like, that's it. I'm just going to sit in bed all day and masturbate, because he loves Fozzy. And if you want to reach out to him, you could find him. He's Jeremy Smithgall up there. He loves Fozzy, just loves this stuff. I don't get it all the time. I will say the new Fozzy is pretty good, but that's Jeremy's thing. And that's what I mean by this is I don't expect you to like what I like, but I'm going to show you exactly the bands that I do a lot of research on this. I go heavy into it. I try to keep my videos in that 8 to 12 minute range. I add in some fun clips and stuff. I'm always going to be me. I don't stop being me. I'm going to joke around when it's inappropriate. It's just who I am. I'm an immature asshole. But I'm not going to be negative. I rarely, unless it had something to do with criminal activity, speak negatively about a band. Now Jeremy's trying to cover up his Fozzy love. Listen, when you're a little kid and you get those curtains that match your bed sheets, his are Fozzy, all Fozzy. Women have left him because of this. And you could trust me. I'm the one, you don't see Jeremy here. He's just it's easy to be in the chat and say, I hate Fozzy. Hate is why does he got to hate? Why can't he just be a loving little boy that enjoys his sheets and tucks himself in nice and tight. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're about 3 minutes away right now. Okay, so we're gonna open this with what I would call a temple of fire, because you came for the history. Now you're about to live it. From Sabbath's shadow to the next wave of doom, Mastodon's up, baby. Let's bring on Mastodon. I'll be back soon as Mastodon's done. Be good, everyone.